We talking GLP-1s today. Hey y'all, Stephen Bogren here from Team Awkward. It's nice to meet you. Talking about GLP-1s today and what do we need to know, what's important. I think that one of the important things that we're discussing is that I don't think they're going anywhere, and I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. They may very well just be here to stay at this point. And with that being said, it's important that we understand how to use them, what to expect when we're using them, and what that means for us in the long-term health outcome there. These medications, as we have seen, can be very effective for weight loss. And for a lot of people, that is going to outweigh any of the potential side effects or decrements that we may see with that. This is a conversation not for me as your coach, but for you to have with your doctor. Making sure that the risks and the benefits are all in order to where, of course, yes, those benefits are outweighing the risks for you. And like I said, that's just a conversation for you and your doctor to have. If you are moving forward and or using one of these products, these GLP-1 injections for your weight loss, it is important to understand a few things. And hopefully you've already had a lot of these conversations, but the main one being, this is, as a 40-year-old virgin would say, if you don't use it, you lose it kind of vibes. Meaning, when you stop using the medication, which is what this is, a medication, you will stop receiving the benefit. And this is not one of those things that is intended for just a short amount of time for most people. Because if we really truly are having those hunger signaling issues and those inabilities to change our eating habits, they're giving that to you to be on for a lifetime. Because once you come off of it, we would expect that those hunger signalings will return to what they were prior, and we will probably be regaining said weight. This is probably the biggest problem that I see for people in general. And that's why it's so important that we don't just use the medication alone. It absolutely has to be paired with lifestyle change to some degree. It doesn't mean you need to be a bodybuilder. It doesn't mean that you need to be an Olympic athlete, but it does mean that we need to be aware of some of these base things that are going to help us, one, if we are going to try and come off of it later on, help us to maintain as much weight loss as possible, and two, keep us healthy. Now, resistance training, I know some of you are like, fuck off, guy. I don't want to hear about that. It's so good for you though. You don't have to do that much. I promise. But we want like maybe 1 or 2 days a week to help, particularly for women, with bone density. That resistance training, and that could be plyometrics, that could be body weight exercises. Sure, that could be traditional gym stuff. Could maybe be an exercise class or 2 per week. It doesn't have to be a one-size-fits-all kind of thing, but something that is putting more stress on the bones so that they're forced to strengthen, especially since this is going to be one of our concerns when utilizing something like a GLP-1 medication for weight loss. The other thing that that's going to do is it's going to help you, because when we talk about health and pertaining towards fitness, it's not just about the activity itself. It is also about breaking up the mundane inactivity. If you have a certain amount of sitting time per week, we look at that as a health risk. We see health decrements that are associated with that. Just like not getting enough activity, a completely separate measure, can be a health decrement. So having that change in lifestyle activity, whether it's like, hey, we're gonna be hitting some more steps, we're gonna make sure that, we're doing a workout once or twice a week, even if it's just something at the house and body weight or whatever, we're doing things to influence this idea that we're gonna have a little bit more muscle, we're gonna have a little bit more activity, we're gonna help with bone density, and that's gonna help burn us a little bit extra calories too. So it will also help with your weight loss. Because we don't want to just lose weight, and this is a hard delineation to make, but we want to lose body fat. That's really what the goal is. We don't want to lose muscle with that, or at least the vast majority of people don't. That muscle is going to be something that keeps us healthy, happy, and independent as we go through our lives. however long that may be. So we want to keep that. Having that activity, having some semblance of resistance training, that kind of stuff is going to be a big part of helping make sure that we're in the best place possible for that. Now, the other thing that we really do want to pay attention to with that lifestyle change is how we eat, our food choice. It's going to be a lot easier when we hit that GLP-1 wave to just eat less, which puts us in a calorie deficit, which helps us to lose weight and body fat. It's kind of the point for a lot of us right now. And I say us as if I'm on it. I'm not. Full disclosure, I don't do it. But with saying that, again, if you're ever going to come off of it, you have to have enough of a base of information and education for your nutrition to be able to eat successfully, to manage how that weight may or may not return. Because if we just go back to normal hunger signaling and we haven't changed our dietary habits, the kinds of foods we eat, the things that we're doing, well then what's going to happen is we are going to regain all that weight. And for a lot of people, unfortunately, a bit quicker than they might like. So for example, learning how to read a nutrition label, understanding what calories are and how that impacts you, looking at things like alcohol intake and how that's affecting you. And then really getting into a good groove, not necessarily to where you're having to be so overbearing to where it drives you crazy, but you have enough information so that your simple intentional decisions of, you know what, this isn't going to benefit me, you know what, this will benefit me more, are going to put you into a better place to help maintain your weight and, of course, for your overall health and well-being. I know that a lot of the time, like, it's hard. The health stuff, the fitness stuff, it's not easy. It takes effort. It takes lifestyle change. And a lot of people make it look like this should be an overnight thing. And that's simply not it's not true. This isn't an overnight thing. All those people that you see online posting all the crazy physiques and the crazy stuff, they've been at this a very, very long time. It is not overnight change. And they've been building those habits and those pieces of their lifestyle bit by bit, and it compounds. And that's before any medications they also might be taking. Keep this in mind. These shots, I think, can be an absolutely wonderful thing for a lot of people. There's a lot of people struggling. We know that we have issues here in our society, and that's a good thing that we have something that can help. But we don't want to only look at the short term here. We want to look at the long term. If we're going to stay on it for life, then we're going to stay on it for life. Are there risks associated with that? I think that we will continue to know better and better as time goes on, but conversations for you and your doctor to discuss. But if you're not wanting to do these injections for life, and at some point you want to get back to not having that as a part of it, we have to educate ourselves and prepare ourselves to be in a good place to be successful with that. So, if you like the video, please like, subscribe, check out my website if you're looking for coaching and a hand with navigating this process. I would love to be the hand that helps. Anyways, until next time. Ta-ta!